everybody, happy Motivational Monday. I'm Sammy Womack from A Sunny Side Up Life, and this week I am going to answer the question of, can I still retire a millionaire? So this is something that a lot of people worry about because they will get discouraged if they are starting their journey late in life, which is like an arbitrary number. There's no such thing as late. You're doing your journey your way, but that's for a whole nother discussion. But this is a question I hear from people who are in their 30s, 40s, and even 50s that are concerned that they are too late to the game and they are too late to retire. Honestly, I think you're never too late to retire, just like you're never too late to save or pay off debt or anything like that. It's never too late. And you know, I even like worst case scenario, you ended up leaving that money to your kids, right? That's not too late to do anything, even if you never ended up officially retiring. Anyway, I'm getting on a tangent. So a lot of people will be nervous that they still have too much debt, that they're never going to be able to retire and things like that. So first of all, just note that you do not have to be a millionaire. I've done air quotes too many times already. You don't have to be a millionaire to retire well. It really just depends on how high your quality of living will be in retirement, how long you want to work. If maybe you don't want to fully retire and you just want to work part-time, things like that. So you don't officially have to be a millionaire to retire. So what you do is go ahead and just go on Google, search for retirement calculators or compound interest calculators, and I can link to a couple for you guys in the description. They're all basically going to work the same way. But the good thing about these kind of retirement calculators is that they will help you calculate in inflation. And that's, I think, where we really start to worry, because we're like, okay, if I can, live on $40,000 a year in 2020, that does not tell me what I'm going to need to live on in 20, 30, 40 years, right? So these kinds of calculators, these retirement calculators, will help you figure in inflation. And if you want to live the way you live now, what it would be like in like 30 years. I know Chris Hogan's calculator does this, and there's some others. I'll look them up and I'll put them in the description for you guys. But for us, basically, to continue to live the way we do now, which is supporting 3 children and still, cash flowing vehicles and doing things like that, and living the way that we live, we would need about $1.5 million to retire comfortably at the rate that we're spending now. So we don't officially need $1 million to retire, because we're not going to be supporting our kids then. We're not going to be, hopefully we'll be living in a paid off house, all of these types of things. So we could live exactly like we're living now for about $1.5 million. So that's pretty good. The reason why you can do this is because the magic of the beautiful thing called compound interest. And this is basically where you will earn interest on your investments. And then if you leave it in there, you will earn interest on your interest on top of your interest on top of your interest, compound interest. So when you're leaving that money in there for a long time, it is going to build up compound interest, and you are going to see huge returns over a long period of time, right? Also note that you don't have to be 100% debt free to start investing. I know that that's kind of anti-Dave Ramsey's rhetoric, but you don't have to. It's your journey. You can do it on your own rules, especially if you are someone who is starting out closer to a retirement age. Maybe you are in your 40s or 50s and you're like, look, I don't have an extra 20 years to spare like some of these other people do. I want to start investing now. Do it. It's your rules. You can do it however you want. Do the math, weigh the pros and cons and all of that, and figure out what works best for you, and then go from there. You can start with a little now. You can start with $50 a month now. And then once you're debt free, you can kick it into high gear, or you can gradually go up, over time. It doesn't have to be a one and done type of thing, right? For us right now, all we're doing is the employer match plus like 2% extra or something like that. And once we get into our house, we get settled, we do, you know, we do some other goals, we're gonna bump it up. It's okay for it to change over time. So play around with these calculators and figure out what your numbers will be. I think you'll be really surprised at how little it really takes to build up. And for example, $1,800 every single month, which is like the average person's mortgage probably, $1,800 a month over the course of 25 years at a modest 5% return. Some years you're going to earn significantly more than that. You should have a little over $1 million. That's crazy to me. That adds up so quickly. And imagine if you only invested half, $900 over the course of 25 years, which is like a car payment and a half. You could have $500,000, and that is not too shabby. Okay, so find some of those calculators, run your numbers, run your pros and cons, see what your numbers look like, and never give up. Okay, it is never too late, so keep going. Okay, bye guys.